Hello, welcome to my channel. This is my self-learning for English, German, and investment. Trade to earn, learn Deutsch, English. Let's get started. Read out loud about risk management. Reward to risk, win ratio, and expectancy. As mentioned in the earlier sections, reward to risk, win ratio, and expectancy comprise an important aspect of risk management. Reward to risk or return or risk refers to the ratio of the potential win on one's trade compared to the predetermined maximum loss. This is typically calculated based on the number of pips for one's profit target divided by the number of pips for one's stop loss. For example, if you are going long GBP USD at 1.7 with a 100 pip stop and a profit target at 1.73, your reward to risk ratio on this trade is 3/1. If you are shorting USD JPY at 100 with a stop at 100.5 and a profit target at 95, your return on risk for this trade is 10/1. The article from icmarkets.com blog. Thank you very much. Regardless of how much of your account your risk on a particular trade, the reward to risk is always based on the ratio of the profit target to your stop loss. Even you risk 0.25% on a short USD JPY trade at 100 or 1% of your account. If your stop is at 101 and your target is at 96, your reward to risk for both scenario is 4/1. Regardless of how much of your account your risk on a particular trade, the reward to risk is always based on the ratio of the profit target to your stop loss. Even if your risk 0.25% on a short USD JPY trade at 100 price or 1% of your account. If your stop loss is at 101 and your target is at 96, your reward to risk for both scenarios is 4 per 1. This is reading out loud before deeply educate for next time. Reward to risk. Cheap. This is important to pay attention to your reward to risk when taking trade setups to ensure that your winners are larger than your losing trades. If generally recommended that trades must have at least 1 per 1 reward to risk. For some traders, they prefer taking trades that are at least 2 per 1 to make sure that they can make up for consecutive losing trades with fewer winning trades. Another important aspect of risk management is the win ratio. This refers to the percentage of winning trades among all trades taken. For example, if you were able to take a total of 100 trades and won 60 of them, your win ratio or percentage is 60%. Improving one's win ratio involves conducting fundamental and technical analysis in order to determine which setups have a higher profitability of turning out to be winners. This also requires consistency and proper execution of your trade plans, combined with decent reward to risk ratios of at least 1 per 1 on each trade. You can be able to maximize your profitability in the longer run. In the longer run. This is where the concept of expectancy comes in. Having a higher win ratio doesn't necessarily guarantee a longer term trading success. If your winning trades are often much smaller than your losing trades, an 80% win ratio isn't a guarantee of consistent profitability. If your average win is at $10 while your average loss is at $200, expectancy takes into account your average reward to risk on your trades and new word I find new word for me new word for me. Try to read first then check later. Juxtaposes or juxtaposes it with your win ratio. In the other words, it gives you an amount you stand to gain or lose for each dollar of risk. This is calculated by taking the product or your average winning trade and your win ratio, then subtracting the product of your average losing trade and your profitability of losing. With a positive expectancy, you are able to add gradually to your account in the long run. With a negative expectancy, you wind up gradually depleting your account. Depleting your account. For instance, if a trader has a win ratio of 40% with an average win of $250 and an average loss of $100, the expectancy is $40. This means that he is able to add an average of $40 to his account for every trade taken. On the other hand, if a trader has a win ratio of 60% with an average win of $100 and an average loss of $200, then his expectancy is minus $20. This means that he is actually subtracting an average of $20 from his account for every trade taken. Very interesting that I will educating for next time. Next time will deeply education about reward to risk win ratio and expectancy. It's very important, interesting. That's all. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.